Are you struggling with your child's tantrums? Are you having really challenging moments when you're out and about or in the home or potentially with your own parents? By the end of this video, you'll have lots of techniques and you'll see yourself and your child in a whole different light. So for the best law of attraction and parenting advice, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every single Thursday when I post a new video. So hey, I'm Jenny Del Reeve and I've been a life coach, a health coach and a law of attraction mentor for over 15 years now. And I help lots and lots of clients all over the world create really great, satisfying relationships with their kids. In fact, one of the techniques I showed you today was really pivotal for one of my clients completely changing her relationship with her 11-year-old boy. She was having huge amounts of conflict, he was on social media all the time, he wasn't engaging with the family, and she was really upset because she didn't feel valued. So the first and most important thing to know about the law of attraction and parenting is that if your kids are under 6, 99% of the time they're reacting to where we are on an emotional scale. So if you look at the screen right now, you'll see an emotional scale. Now this is an emotional scale borrowed with thanks from Esther Hicks. And it has 22 emotions which are calibrated from the most negative emotion all the way up to the highest emotion. And if we are regularly hanging out on the bottom half of this scale, in pessimism, worry, doubt, or disappointment, then our kids are going to be feeding off that emotion. Now, usually at this point, parents say to me, well, why do I take all the blame? They have to have their emotions going on as well, right? And this is at the point where we really have to realize that we're all pure energy. And children, particularly under 6, are really naturally inclined to hang out on the top half of the scale and feel really, really good most of the time. If we've got beliefs that kids are hard work, or really importantly, we're worried about what other people think. So when they have a tantrum, for example, in the shop, or potentially with our parents, or with someone that we care about, if we're worried about how we're going to be judged, then we will manifest negative behaviour from our children. So how we feel and where we are on this emotional scale really does dominate how our under 6-year-olds behave on a day-to-day basis. So in the comment section below, drop me a little line and let me know the craziest behaviour that you've manifested from your kids. I'm going to share a little story of mine. So swearing, I do a lot of swearing. I won't be doing it on this video, but it is in my colloquial language. And so my kids also do a fair amount of swearing. But they have sort of figured out how to manage that around my parents or around people that will be offended. So they tend not to do it out and about. However, my son had his 3-year-old checkup here in the UK. A health visitor comes. And she was asking my son Luca, he's 3, lots of different questions. He was responding really, really well. She was full of praise. And then he dropped something and said, "Oh, what the bleep?" And I kind of went, "Oh." And she laughed her head off and she said, "Oh, what's your view on swearing?" I thought, man, I need to come from the top half of the scale when I explain this to this lady. And I said, well, I do give him free reign on YouTube. We do homeschool, so he's allowed to be around everything that goes on in life, lots of different content. So, I think it's okay and he'll figure it out. And she was like, yeah, totally agree. I was like, that went well. But had I come from the bottom of the scale, let's say I'd gone into total insecurity, I'd really worried that she would judge me, then I could have manifested a completely different reaction from her. So I'm just trying to show you guys that emotion is absolutely everything. We're all translating vibration, we're all translating emotion constantly every single day. So how we feel really, really does dictate how the day will go with our kids. Okay, so now onto some practical stuff. Once we're actually in the thick of a tantrum, guys, to be honest, this is what I call the putting out fires phase. It's actually already too late, and I've been there, we've all been there. Our kid is having a huge fit, for example, in the supermarket because maybe they want to buy a toy. So let's talk about that. When your child gets into that, I need the toy, and they're really whiny phase, and you really don't feel inspired to buy them the toy. Maybe you don't have the budget, or maybe you just don't feel like doing it in that moment because they're whining and they're not high on this emotional scale. When this happens to me, I will literally just say to my kids, you know, I don't do anything that feels off, and you're feeling like you need it, and that, you know, that doesn't inspire me to buy it for you. And you know, that might sound like a really weird thing to say to a 3-year-old or a 6-year-old, but even if they don't really understand the words, if your words match how you feel, a child will take it on board and they will calm down. But if you do what I used to do, which was feel really angry and then say, I love you, maybe another time, when really you want to absolutely kill them, they feel the split energy of that. They feel the differentiation between your words and your emotion, and then they will react, and then they will keep tantruming. So to summarize, the best thing to do in the moment of that tantrum is walk away if you can be difficult if you're obviously out and about or in town, etc. But at home, walk away, make sure your child's safe, and do whatever you can to feel better, to get some better feeling thoughts going. Now, the best strategy of all is to get out ahead of these tantrums. So one of the best techniques is something I call positive aspects. This is something Tony Robbins teaches, Esther Hicks teaches, lots and lots of personal development gurus teach. And this is in the morning, before your kids get up, just take a couple of minutes in a notebook to write about the things that you love about your child. Now, this might be going back to when they were first born, remembering how sweet they were as a toddler, and, you know, breastfeeding, or how much love you had for them when they were first born, or how well they're doing, or anything you can think of, because then you're going to be in a vibration of appreciation from the moment they wake up. And the power of that really, really simple technique can be outstanding. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have perfect days and they're never ever going to have a tantrum. But it means that if you've prepared yourself when they have the tantrum, you're going to feel way more appreciative of them. You're going to understand that they're just, you know, having a moment. You're potentially not going to go to blame on that emotional scale about them, and the whole thing is just going to become much easier. And the thing about all the techniques that I teach you is that the more regularly you do them, consistency is key, they will have a knock-on accumulative effect, and over time you will feel better and better and better and calmer around your children. Okay, meditation, guys. So meditation is the quick fix to feeling good. So if you look at the emotional scale again on the screen right now, meditation, if you can quieten your mind, will take you almost instantly to contentment on the scale. So again, if you do this in the morning before your kids get up, then you have set yourself for the day. You're starting out in a good vibration, rather than doing what I used to do, which is roll out of bed with them, get all overwhelmed, you know, trying to stack the dishwasher and do whatever, and the whole house being a mess whilst they're running around and not feeling like you've really settled yourself. So let's just talk about what meditation actually is, because most people are pretty confused. So meditation isn't about getting a completely silent mind and wearing robes and trying to be like a monk. It is literally just taking a busy, potentially negative mind and focusing on something other than that. And that could be the breath, it could be a download, it could be an app, it could be a nature sound, could be anything. And it's literally just about taking your mind from whatever it's thinking about to the breath, back to the thing you've been thinking about to the breath, and it's this back and forth motion, and eventually over time the mind will calm down. Now at first you might just get 1 minute of silence at the end of, say, a 15-minute meditation, but again, consistency is king. So if you carry that on, after 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, you'll start to reap some huge benefits. You'll feel more in tune with yourself, so that when your child is having a tantrum, instead of tuning to their negative emotion, you'll still be able to stay quite calm and centered within yourself, so the whole thing will go much easier. So I've created a really easy 1-minute meditation challenge, and it's in the link below. So if you just go there, you can join our free Facebook group and have a go at the 1-minute meditation challenge. And we have lots of people within there who've had amazing results for both themselves and for their children. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you'd like to see more videos, please hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, and check out these next videos on how to potty train your children and how to get your children to bed at night. Lovely hanging out with you guys. Take care.